So welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. It is April 13th, and we're in week 2 of our Coach Action Training. And tonight we're going to talk about how to create an event. And this is super important for those of our new coaches because the event is what is going to be like your attraction marketing. It's a way to put yourself out there as a coach and announce to the world that you're doing an event, that you're hosting a challenge group, and that challenge group are going to accomplish certain things for, what's in it for them. We heard about that a little bit earlier, what's in it for them. So this is where we get to tell them what's in it for them. And so when somebody hits going or interested, or they even like some of the posts in your event, this is what triggers that conversation, the magical conversation that starts happening that invites them to our challenge group. So I am just going to share my screen and we're going to walk through this because I think the easiest way to do this is to just share my screen and let it rip. Okay, so what do I have over this on this side? On this side of the house, the right side of my screen, you're going to see an Evernote link that just basically shows you how to create your Facebook event. And then on the left side of your screen, we're going to actually physically walk through how to create your event. That way you see both the instruction piece and how it physically applies on Facebook. Does that make sense to everybody? Yep. Okay. So is there any brand new coaches on here who have never ever done an event before?
Me.
Okay. And you look like you've got your hands full. So are you just watching, or are you actually going to try and create an event at the same time?
I'm going to try and create it at the same time.
Yes, yeah. I love it. Okay, good. That's the answer I was hoping for. Yay, love it. Okay. So we're just going to get to it. This is what an event will sort of look like when you're done. It will have a header. It will have a title. It will have a start date and an end date. It will have posts, and you will invite people to it. Just to be clear, there are two, the way I do it, every coach is different, and Whitney and Alicia, you guys can chime in, but every coach is different. I do not do the challenge groups in the event. And the reason why is because I want there to be something secret to what we do, because that's what draws people in. What are they doing? If we did all of our challenge groups in the event, in the live event, then why do they need us, right? Except for the workout programs and maybe the shakes. But then all the magic of your coaching, the value, simply sort of dissipates. And in the age of the internet, and people being what they think they're being savvy by going out to Amazon or eBay and purchasing the shakes or going direct to Beachbody On Demand and buying the all access and somebody else getting the credit for that, they miss out on what I consider the true magic of this business, and that's us as coaches. That's us providing value, showing them where the meal plans are, tweaking their nutritional needs to fit their particular body type, their age, where their schedule. Like some people are single moms and they've got 2 young babies, and others are in their mid-50s and chasing grandkids. So everybody's body is different, and so that's the magic. So I prefer to move everybody into either the My Challenge Tracker app or the Facebook app. So both are successful. That's just a preference. So what you're doing here is you're trying to attract people to you that will help you identify who wants your help. So when they do that, it looks like this. There's 18 people. This on the left side of the screen here, this is my current event that I have going. I currently have 18 people who say they're going, 11 people who say they're interested. And I put my details here. This is what you can expect from me. And then I post in this event. I try to post in this event 2 to 3 times a day. So, who just joined us? Hello, hello. Someone just joined us? Okay. So I try to post in this 2 to 3 times a day. Here's the beauty of the event. The nice thing is that, especially for new coaches, they're so concerned about, am I posting, am I spamming my Facebook page, right? Everybody feels like I'm selling something now that I've turned on my open sign to my business. And we don't want to feel that way. This is one of those cases where we can really turn on the posts, because the people who have said that they're either interested or they're going or they're liking the posts that are in here, they are straight up expecting fitness related posts. They are straight up expecting to learn more about nutritional meal plans. They're expecting to hear about the product. They're expecting to hear about what you can do, what's in it for them from us as a coach. They're expecting to see that. So while I don't mind like the call to actions and sometimes the funny posts, I would say the 80-20 rule gets switched on the event. It's 80% fitness and 20% entertainment or personal, right? However you want to put that, versus your real page, which is the 80-20 on the opposite side, 80% family and life, 20% fitness. Okay, so with that being said, step 1 is to go to your personal Facebook profile page and click on events right here. Okay, and in the create event, bam. Now, the one thing that I want to be really, really, really clear that you do is that you must, here's step 3, you guys must make sure that you create a public event. If you create a private event, before you create the public event, you cannot go back and change it on Facebook. This is the one time you cannot do that. So make sure this is set to public, and then you can set this to your personal page. Most of you probably don't have like pages yet, which is perfectly fine. And so you would just set this to your personal profile. And this is where you're going to add an event photo. Some of you may be familiar with WordSwag or PicMonkey or any of the online photo editors that are out there. And you guys can just go out and create a really cool header that goes in there. And we're gonna make one up here. Go back to my event post. I'm just gonna grab anything. Hey, look, Beachbody Challenge front header. Bam. Let's put that baby in there. Now, again, we want you to make something that's not salesy. Don't use. Actually, this is a really bad example. Let's do a different one, because I don't want you to think that you use stock photos. I really, really, really do want you to be using things that represent you and represent your business and what your, let's see what I got here. Let's use this one. This one's pretty. We use the boss. Okay. So then we're going to add an event name. Now in April, Beachbody is doing Spring into Health. And so I am, oh, no worries. So I am going to add, I named mine Spring into Health. And then I said, and flex your self-love muscle. So that's a little bit, I've kind of been promoting that hashtags, self-love muscle, because I think that so many people forget that we have to love ourselves in this process. And so I like to, my tack this spring is to really talk about personal development and how to kind of break down the barriers of our wicked and mean girl that lives inside our head. So I just kind of do that. I always say comfort of your own home. You can do own living room. You can do your living room, whatever makes sense to you. And then, of course, you can make the event date. I'm actually starting mine particularly of the sake of this group, and I've changed my date. I was Friday the 21st. Now I'm doing Friday, April 28th, because I want to give some of my new coaches that are in this training an opportunity to have 2 full weeks of messaging and recruiting and developing and organizing their warm market. So I have a tendency to pick 8 a.m. in the morning. I just think it's a nice spot. And then you could do 9 p.m. Now, Facebook will not let you go out further than 2 weeks. And our challenge groups are obviously longer than 2 weeks. So you can go out the full entire 2 weeks to May 12th. Or in my case, I just started at the 1st of the month. Basically, my window expires on the 1st of May for the challenge group that I'm starting on the 28th. Now, does that mean that people who I might get in the first week of May, am I going to not add them? No, I'll add them, of course, because the first week's kind of a soft start anyways. But just it gives them a deadline date. Oh, I got to do this before the end of the month, right? And for those of us who are pushing for Success Club every month, I like to have the end of the month as it's sort of cut off. It's sort of truncated. So you could make it, the 30th. You could make it the 1st. And then when they start talking to you in your messaging, which Whitney is going to talk to you guys about, then of course you can, that's where you tell them it's a 30-day challenge group, or it's a 45-day challenge group, or it's a 90-day challenge group, whatever you want to do, then that's when you get to tell them more about it. So leaving, if somebody, this would be a great notice for somebody saying this thing's only 3 days long. No, it's not 3 days long, right? That's a question that you get to create a positive response to. So I like to leave little hooks like that in there. And then this is where you describe your event. Now in my other event, let's see if I can pull this up really quick. I don't necessarily always copy and paste. But you can see here, every year people set goals to achieve health and fitness goals, but those have to have tools and daily support. This is what we offer. In my Specialties in Health one, the one I currently have going, my about looks something like this. And so you can take this, copy and paste it over from your previous group, and then you can modify it. Or you could go back to somebody else's event, like you could go back and check out Dara's events from the past and go, oh, that's a good one. Or ask your upline, what are we using this month for a description? Because no question in my mind, your upline has a description of the current challenge group. So you can either use something like this, or you can make up your own, or of course you can ask your upline. Okay, so back to the event. So, in here, oops, I did copy this. I'm going to move this over to here. I think. If it will let me. Yeah. I don't ever put keywords in, and I don't mind. I say anyone can post. Most of the time I keep a pretty tight eye on my challenge groups. I've never had anybody say anything nasty or mean. And if they did, oftentimes I take that as an opportunity to hit them head on. Right? Like I typically, unless it's really egregious and it's mean to someone else, as long as it's just mean to me, I'll hit it on, I don't care. But if it's mean to someone else, I'll erase it for sure. But if it's something like, oh, that's the MLM thing, I'd be like, hey, if you think that this is an MLM thing, then you apparently haven't spoken to me yet as your coach. I'd love to tell you what the difference between that and this is. Or before you knock it, why don't you at least give me a shot to talk to you about it? I'll message you right now. Just be super positive, but hit them head on. Okay, and then we hit create. So create, and now we have an event, a public event. Okay, so here we go. So we have a public event. We have a picture, we have a title, we have a date, and we have comfort of your own home. We have details. What are we missing? This Evernote says it's time to invite friends. This is not when I invite friends. First, I try and populate our event with posts, okay? Things that you would think that are fitness related. They could be a sweaty selfie. They could be something motivational in nature. They could be something that, hi there, how are you? Who just joined us?
Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea. Nice to have you here. we just finished creating the event, and now we're talking about how we populate the event. So I like to put things in here like that are inviting. Like I like to be uplifted. Facebook, there's so many people, particularly during the political season, it was so nasty and hateful, and that was a really, I think, a horrible time for Facebook. And I like to counter that with just so much positivity that it literally makes people want to come see what I'm posting next. Like so much happiness and positivity that it's just like, God, that's a breath of fresh air. So self-confidence is the best outfit, rock it and own it. So then I would say something about that and I would post here. Then maybe I would grab something, let's pop over here, and I might go out to Beachbody blog. I like Beachbody blog. It's one of my favorite resources. It's an incredible resource because look at right here at the top. It's vanilla vegan and cafe latte vegan Shakeology are here. 12 healthy Easter treats. Holy cow, like that would be a good one. So I would come here and copy, go back to my discussion here and say, want some easy ways to eat Easter treats and not feel guilty? And then maybe do a little hand arrow down and say, check this out. And then it will pop up this. And then I oftentimes just erase that so it looks clean. And if I can come up with a prettier version than just Beachbody, that would be nice. So I might filter through some of these. That's kind of cute, right? It's kind of cute and funny. So those are my options. That's cute too. And then I would post that. And then I would go to a third one and maybe I would do a transformational Tuesday or something transformational that shows fitness, it shows health, and it shows motivation and inspiration. Once you have those three things sort of inputted into your event, then I feel like it's established a little bit. You might even want, that number may even be 5 or 6. But 3 is a good number because it shows a variety of what you're doing. And then you can go out here and start inviting friends. And so you go to invite, and here's the trick. As a new coach, invite everybody. If you guys listened to the national, so the new coaches that are on board, did you guys listen to the national wake up call this week? No? Okay. I challenge you guys to go back and listen to the national wake up call. I can give you the blog and I can show you where to find that, that link. It was awesome. It was even awesome for me. And it reminds me that there's still people out there that I need to get out of my comfort zone and start reaching out to. But basically there's a dirt list. She talks about a couple things. There's a dirt list. And then, oh my God, look at that. That's so cool. Sorry. There's a dirt list and a chicken list. The dirt list is that person would buy dirt off of you if you were selling it. That person would buy anything that you're selling. Your mom, your sister, your husband, they support you, they love you. They would lick the dirt off your palms if that's what you ask them to do. That's your dirt list. And then there's your chicken list. Your chicken list is the people that you swear in your head would never buy anything from you, and you are just way too chicken shit in that question. Those are the people I want you to invite, particularly. Then go back and fill in everything in between, okay? So 1, I want you to reach out to the people who you know, love, and support you, but then I also want you to reach out to the people who you are terrified to ask, because that's reaching outside your comfort zone. Even if they don't respond, do not worry. They are watching. They are watching, and you are showing positivity, and you are stepping it up, and you're doing more than they are. So never, ever underestimate the power of what you're delivering. Never underestimate the power of your message. And always know that even if you're not getting a response, people are watching, and they're watching keenly. And they will come around. You'll hear this time and time again from some of the top coaches, but your best friend could unfriend you and walk away from you and say, this is batshit crazy. This is the worst idea you ever came up with. I don't know why you're doing this. This is nothing more than Amway. I can't believe you're in this, and I can't stand by you. I can't watch. And they may literally unfriend you or unfollow you. let them go. It's okay, right? It's hurtful, it's sad, but it's okay. And here's why. Because they will be morbidly interested in what you have to say in 6 months from now when you're like, hey, look at me, lost 20 pounds and got a business. What about you? Right? So don't be afraid. Let that process happen. It's totally cool. It happens to all of us. Ask Dara Distel, her best friend, unfriended her on Facebook. And 2 years later, she came back and signed as a coach and is working it. So don't ever underestimate. Sometimes it just takes time. Okay. At this point, do you guys have any questions for me?
Where do you get transformation posts?
Sure. Let's go look it up. So Facebook does or Beachbody does a great, let's go just take a peek here. We might even be able to key in right here, transformations. And if not, then I can show you where on the website. But here we go, transformation. So I was at Beachbody blog, the Beachbody blog, and I typed in transformations in the search column. And I found, here's Beachbody results. Catherine lost 120 pounds right here. So, you know, in one case you could, like this would be a really good one for mine because this is my demographic. She's older. And I love to see ladies ripping it up. So I might go down here and read a little bit about Catherine and say, you know, Catherine Love, age 52, lost 120 pounds. She won $1,000. And here's her story, ... And then copy and paste over. So let's just do that for right now. Let me go back to the one I'm actually doing and post it. Okay. Wow. You get it, kitty. Now, I would really like to have this photo, and it's not going to let me grab this photo, which is too bad. That's the downside. Links. So let's go to Team Beachbody. Heather also, she posted some transformations too. Somebody's got to know. Alicia, do you know?
For transformations?
Seems like I can find them, but here I can't find them. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
So here's some. These are winners of the Beachbody Challenge contest. And I might try and grab this photo right here. See, it's taking me to a link though. I actually want the photo, gosh darn it. There's ways to grab it, I think.
Isn't their Facebook page, mind is blanking.
Team Beachbody 411?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, there are places we can get them. But God, I'm drawing a blank for you. I'm not being very good. I'm sorry.
There's also some in the team page too.
In our team page, Mamas with Muscles? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Cafe latte and vanilla latte have arrived. That's a good one. Although it's a little bit of a stock photo. It does, there's stuff in there. Okay, so actually, did you guys see the one on Dara's page? Holy moly. I think that Ashley did. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Right here, look at this one.
Yeah.
So you could copy and paste this one over, right? This is a great one. I might grab this one and download. Oh, Jennifer Gannon did it. And then I might copy and paste this over because this is lovely, right? I'm not doing a ton of work, but I'm sharing the story.
Go, come on. No, it's your room.
There we go. And then I would post that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's one way to do it. Plus there's ones that Heather's posted in our Coach Action Training Program. So that's good too. Any other questions? What else can I help you with? Any other questions? Okay, so so that's the nuts and bolts of it, right? It's not like super duper difficult. Did you have any questions for us, hon, before we got off? No? Okay. So I know that Whitney's going to come on tomorrow night, and she is going to talk, or tomorrow sometime, and she's going to talk about inviting, the power of messaging, possibly inviting to the coaching opportunity, but basically where do you take it from here? So once you get this step, this nuts and bolts created, where do you take it from here? Because as soon as you post this and as soon as you go and you invite your friends right here and you start inviting people to this, boom, 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 then you guys are going to see very quickly that that people are going to start responding. And as soon as that happens, then you have to really be Johnny on the spot to get out there and make sure that you're talking with these individuals. So I'm just sort of kind of popping through here, showing you, unfortunately right here at the top, I've already sort of nitpicked through some of the people who I've already invited like 185 people to this event. So anyways, yeah, you sort of kind of go through here and grab some people and see if you can get them interested in what we do. And even if they said no, like this gal right here, Denise Fogg, I went to high school with her. She's awesome. We're going to meet up in Washington, D.C. when I'm back there in May. And she runs, marathons all the time. She works at the Pentagon. She's a pretty cool lady. And she has absolutely said no to me tons of times. And not because no as in I'm not interested, no as in like, it's just not good for me right now. So I'm going to go through here and grab a few more people and hope that maybe I can, re-incentivize their interest. It's springtime. So it's a different time of the year. So this is what I am. So you would just go and grab friends that whether you know or don't know, and start building your invite list. And when you're done with that, hit send invites. Now your goal is to get to a minimum. Well, your goal is to invite 500 people. That seems like a lot. If your friends list is not 500 people right now, that's what you need to aspire to get to. Okay, by adding 5 people a day, 10 people a day. That's part of building your business, because as you get to, I wanted to see where there we go, about. So you can see here, I have 210 people invited now. So I need to get in there, to be honest with you, I need to get in there and bump that to 500. So because that's the max to get invited to an event. But if you don't have 500 people, and you're inviting, say you have 350 people on your friends list, and you invite all 350 people to this event, Spring into Health, and you haven't started to warm up a new market for yourself, then you have to re-invite the same 350 people next month, right? So you have to start finding new people that you want to start warming up, and not meaning like you want to go and spam them. You just want to invite them to be your friend, start talking to them, start forming them. And then the next time your event comes up, there's one that's going to come up in May, because we just do this on a monthly basis. It's like a cog in the wheel. Then, so look at that. I just invited Jill White, and she just said she was interested. So there you go. Just like that. I added 15 people and somebody's interested. So now I have somebody to message. That's how quickly this will work when you get going. And that's exciting. Okay. So any other questions? Like I have the time. I'm happy to spend it with you. I just don't want to keep you and long calls.
So we create this event.
Uh-huh.
And then once the people say they're interested or they're going,
Correct.
then we contact them.
Well, look at this. Remember I said Jill White just messaged and said that she was interested, right? And she just said info, please. Right? So that's cool. Yeah. She's super interested. And then Trisha Aldridge said she's interested in the event. So then I get to messaging her. So I might say, hi, Jill. Thank you so much for your interest in our, in my upcoming Spring into Health Challenge group. Actually, I'll make this super easy. I'm going to pull up my script for you. How's that? See, this is how I work. Sometimes I get brain farts. I'm like, oh my God, what do I say next? So I have a script. This is my script for an event at Chalice Farms Fitness. There it is. So let me close that. I'm going to close this Evernote. I'm going to bring this over here as my side-by-side. And you can kind of see, we'll just kind of show you how it works. So it's pretty cool. Okay. Thank you for your interest in my upcoming wellness groups, bringing a better you. I might say I'm excited about this one. It's going to be really fun. And then I might say, I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm a virtual online wellness coach, and I help others find their healthiest self. I love working with ladies who are ready to make some healthy changes and start my new journey. Tell me a bit about you. What piqued your interest in my group? What are your fitness goals? Copy, paste, send. Now I've asked her a question. What are your goals? Why are you interested in my group? She's going to tell me why she's interested, because I've asked her that question. So she could come back and say, oh, I'm 50 years old. I don't know Jill White, just so you know. I have no idea. She's part of my cold market. I just happened to click Jill White when I was inviting a second ago. And so she might come back to me and say, I'm 50 years old. I'm 25 pounds overweight. And I just struggle in the kitchen. Perfect. Tell me more about that, right? Like, I would love to work with you. That's exactly the kind of woman that I have great results with in my challenge groups. And I might even say something like, I have another script too that because I'll just sort of go off the cuff. But I might talk to her about, I play 20 questions, you guys. I'll be honest. I'm constantly asking questions. Like, okay, so tell me more about that. Like, when you say your weakness is chocolate in the kitchen, does that mean that you are eating chocolate at night, or you're kind of like a roll and go girl, like you have to have chocolate first thing in the morning? Because then that tells me she has a real chocolate addiction, and I'm going to file that in the back of my head. She's got cravings and she loves chocolate. What am I thinking? Chocolate Shake-O, right? But I can't go out and go, chocolate Shake-O, you gotta buy chocolate Shake-O, right? That's like the worst thing we can do. We're just going to keep talking to them and pulling in information that then we build their trust as a coach. The last thing I'm going to like, what was Jesse Reagan said? When you're getting ready to talk about selling the product, stop and hold your breath. Like, don't say it. Wait. Like, just give it more time. Let it just sort of simmer. Make sure that they have your full trust and you've created credibility before going in and saying what you think. You've already showed them this. It may take 2 or 3 conversations with her before she comes around. This one may take 60 days because I just started. And my turnaround is about 60 days from cold market to purchase. So she just might want to know a little bit more about what I do and who I am. And I find commonality with her. Is it horses? Is it age? Is it kiddos? What is my common ground with her? And then I work that relationship. And then I go in for, okay, I've tried to lose on my own. It never works. I can cut back on foods, okay. But if I go on a diet, I gain. I love being active. What would you guys say? Talk to me. What would you say? Give me feedback. I mean, this is perfect, right? I don't know this person, so let's talk together about what we would say back to her. Stuck? Okay. How about this? Feel, felt, found method. You guys ever heard of that? Alicia, you have. I know you have. Come on, why aren't you piping up, girl? You probably got great ideas you could help me with. Okay, feel, felt, found. I totally know how you feel. I've completely felt that way in the past. And this is what I found, what happens when I apply this. Okay, feel, felt, found. You guys have to write that down. It's the best nugget of information I can ever share with you. So let's apply that. I completely know how you feel. I've been there. I was over 200 pounds 2 years ago, 2 years ago, unfit but active. I didn't know how to actually use foods and nutrition to make my to help my body be efficient until I came across this. I've had great results and have found that with support, accountability, and a program to follow, we all can have success. I like to help people find their healthiest self as a way of paying it forward. Smiley face. I love that you like to be active because honestly, fitness is part of the whole wellness picture, right? I'm just making this stuff up. Let's ask her a question. Regarding nutrition, what do you think, what would you consider your biggest weakness in the kitchen? Biggest weakness. Let me see if I can help. Okay? How's that sound? Okay. So I'm going to continue to have this conversation with her, right? I'm going to appreciate where she's been. I'm going to try and understand what she's going through. I'm going to ask her questions to get a bigger picture. And as long as she's talking to me, I'm not going to talk about Shakeology and All Access Challenge Pack until she literally asks me, what do I do? Right? And that's the key, is just keep them working until they literally are like, okay, oh my God, just tell me, what does it cost? Like, seriously. And then you can go into the explaining pricing. For me, I say things like, I actually don't charge anything for my coaching. Instead, you put your investment towards the products and programs that can help you get the best results that you're after. And my coaching and support are included in that investment. That way you have everything you need to be successful on your journey. And then when they ask me, what is that? Then I talk to them about BOD and I talk to them about Shakeology, if I feel that that's appropriate. I also follow my heart, and I don't put them into anything I don't think is appropriate, because otherwise I risk losing my credibility and my trust with that person, right? Let's say maybe she goes for the all access pass. Great, that's 2 points. Maybe she only goes for the BOD, which is $99 today, but I get her in my challenge group and then she's like, oh my God, what's all this about Shakeology? And now that Shakeology is 2 points on a home direct, I can get that 2 points there next month, right? So don't risk losing a customer because you want the 2 points today. Think of this in the long term. This is a college education. So we're going for the long haul. That's the way I like to look at it. Yeah. What do you think? Alicia, you're so quiet. Come on, Chica.
I think one of the things, like you were talking about asking questions, and I think it was Dara that even said it at one point, like always end or have some kind of question in there so they have a reason to respond back.
Right.
Because otherwise,
you're here.
less likely to.
Right. Exactly. Brooke, what do you think?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I had to get out for a minute. I was having a coughing fit and I didn't want to be recorded looking crazy. So,
Funny.
but yeah, I mean, the number one thing is make it public.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to do it one time and that was like the biggest mistake ever.
Yeah, because you had to, well, you could have just deleted it and then, redone it. But it's a pain in the butt, right? Because you just did it. Now, that being said, it's not such a pain in the butt. It would take you 10 minutes to recreate it. It's just still your time. It's still your energy. And if you've already invited a bunch of people to it, you don't really want to do that again. So
No, and I haven't done it yet. But a good tip when you start adding to your network, create groups. Did you go over this?
no, go for it.
How you can a list so that when it goes time to create an event, you just invite that whole list. So it's not like you're having to go in individually and select every person, because when you get 2,000, 2,500 friends, it becomes very cumbersome having to go in and make sure like you're getting the newest people in. That way, when you go to create an event, it's like, oh, well, these are the people I added the last 2 months. Get them in, get them out kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know how to create a list. Do you know how to do it, Leia?
Well, I do mine on TeamZ, but you could do pen and paper.
For your invite to your event.
How I create a list.
Like you can create a friends list on
Oh, I see what you mean. I'm sorry. Yes, let me go and show you.
That's been a lifesaver.
For you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, awesome. I need to learn how to do it because I still go in and individually select. I just haven't.
And you can have them as part of more than one group.
Oh, nice.
So like I'll have them in like whenever I added them, but also like a challenger or a coach prospect list.
Okay, so where do you go and do that, Alicia?
If you click on like the friends where the check mark is.
Right here?
No, like next to the actual individual person.
Okay. Oh, add to another list.
Mm-hmm. And you can add as many new lists as you want to.
Oh, so I could add a coach list, right? So, well, yeah, okay, so that makes sense. And so you're saying you could create lists of people that have been liking on your posts for the month that you want to invite, right? Is that what you're saying?
Or new friends, like new friends that you've added to your network over the last 2 months, because those are, I feel like, the people you want to get into your event so they can see your health and fitness stuff so they can really get an idea of who you are as the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Invite the same people over and over and over and over again because
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so that makes sense. Cool. All right, very good. And then I would just invite these people to my upcoming challenge group because these are my recently added friends. So I could just go in here and create, add to a list, and I could do, let's see how this works. Add to a list, new list. challenge group event. Okay, and then here, how do I add it to Heather to a list, challenge group, like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so let's just do a couple of these and see how this works. Okay, so I've done 5 of these. So how does this work now?
You
So
should
there's-
go to your event and then, I don't know, Daryl was trying to explain that one time. I've never tried it.
Well, we're gonna figure it out right here now.
So if you go back to your inviting, and then over on the left side under suggested, right, under the more,
Ah, look at that, you guys.
and you can change what groups they're in. So like if one of them ended up, signing up as a coach or something, you could move them to a coach group.
Smart. That's really cool. Thank you. That's great. That's really helpful. Good idea, Brooke. Thanks, Alicia.
Mhm.
You just taught me something new. That's awesome. I love that.
The key is to keep up with it as you're inviting, or not inviting, but adding people.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool. Time sucker. Okay, one last thing. So as for those of you who are on that are not brand new coaches, you can also boost your event. Have you guys ever boosted your event before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How did it go?
I've had some do really well, some not do so well.
So that's interesting that you say that, because the one that I did in March was like on fire. I boosted Bring Into a Better You, I think. Oh, that was a secret group. Okay, let's see here.
Wait, time out. You can boost from your personal page?
Yes,
I swear I'm always
ma'am.
learning something new.
Huh?
I'm always learning something new. I didn't know you can boost from a personal page.
Yeah, so here's Spring Into a Better Year. This was my March event. And you can see I boosted it. I had 33 people and 52 people interested.
Wow.
So did I sign all of them? No. But that's warmer. That's a pretty quick warm market, right? So I need to go back through and have all of these people moved over to my new group for sure. So especially all these interested people who were originally interested got to get invited to my April one, because now they're warmed up a little bit. Maybe they're ready. So yeah.
So Leah, where do you go to boost?
Oh, I'll show you.
Well, I know what I'm doing tonight.
So right here, well, let me go to the one that we just did. That might be better. I think it was this guy right here. Okay, so this is the one we just did. And up here at the top, you can see Boost Event.
Oh,
And you can select it. Oh, I guess it does want you to have a Facebook. Chalice Farms and Fitness. And then this is the text. You can modify this text so it's not so wordy in the description, but it pulls over the description. It pulls over your photo. It pulls over the dates. It tells how many people are interested and how many people are going. You can actually change this picture if you want a different photo. And then you just pick your target market right here. You pick how much money you want to spend, how long you want it to run. And then you can also check and see what it looks like on a mobile news feed. Now, the nice thing about boosting events is that it automatically unincludes Instagram. So you don't have to worry about, with the other Facebook ads, it automatically tries to include Instagram. And I'm not good enough on Instagram yet to really run an ad and really decide whether or not I like it or not. Although I should get out of my comfort zone and just do it. But there you go. And then you would hit boost, bam, and it goes into pending. Now, the great things about events is that it doesn't matter how much text is really on your cover photo, because they don't care. That's not what it's about. It's not the same way as boosting an ad on your like page where you have to have less than 20% of less than 20% of text. So, okay, so it looks like this gal messaged me back. Let's see what she has to say. She says, Jill says, right now I have a lot of trouble with eating whatever because I'm back living with parents. So that tells me some information. Back living with my parents and on foot because my car is messed up. So she's financially. So I'm being took to work and picked up, can't go anywhere. So I'm here with my parents every day. And I've just been so depressed about what I'm going through. I've put on weight because of it. Okay, so Jill's definitely going to benefit from my tack about her personal vision of herself, right? The confidence building that I was talking about earlier, the getting over your damn self, the mastering your mean girl, all those types of things are going to be, that's the direction I'm going to take with her. I'm going to try and build some credibility with her through self-confidence first. Now, just because she doesn't have a car or just because she's living with her parents doesn't mean she can't afford this. She clearly has a job. And, you know, so it's something that I just have to play around and see where her threshold is and then help her within her financial parameters the best that I can. But she's told me a lot there, right? She's told me about what her biggest problem with her nutrition is. She's depressed. So I'm going to talk about, for those you new coaches on, I'm totally going to talk about how Shakeology can help with making you feel less stressed, what ashwagandha does, what maca root can do for the body, the amount of what's the serotonin that flows through our body when we start to work out, and how that can actually improve our moods just in that, and how this whole combination of support and accountability of this challenge group and how we can help lift her up into a better place. She sounds like she has a deep hole that she's got to dig out of. So if she's ready to dig, 30 days could be everything to her. Right? So I'm going to try and work in that direction with her. But this is going to be a more long-term project. This isn't someone who's going to be willing to pull the trigger tonight, which is totally fine. Okay, other questions? Those were great. Brooke, any other suggestions? Alicia, any other suggestions for our new coaches that are going to be listening?
Sorry, my other daughter just got home. I think just a reminder to invite anybody and everybody. Don't judge. Like you were talking about earlier.
Oh shit, see, look at this. I didn't even invite anybody. This is the other one. I got to erase this thing quick. Cancel event. But then I need to go back over and make sure that those other two, this guy, because this is mine. So there you go. That's what I know. Okay. Okay, anything else? How can I help? Not already invited. Nothing? Okay. All right, you guys. If there's something else I can help you with, I'm happy to. Seems like we're getting into the witching hour. It's 6 o'clock and everybody's crazy. And so I will, I'll sign off. We've been on for almost an hour. So thank you for spending the last hour with me. And tomorrow, Whitney's going to talk more with you about messaging and how you can have really positive outcomes from that. What? Okay. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a lovely night, and I will talk with you soon. Okay, bye.